You guys have heard this Pablo Torre and Mike Florio thing, right? Where there's these accusations, basically they're making that the NFL owners colluded to limit the size of the guarantee contracts in the NFL. This is coming in the wake of um, the Deshaun Watson contract, and um, I just do people know what collusion actually means? It's an honest question. So collusion, by definition, is a secret or illegal cooperation or conspiracy, especially in order to cheat or deceive others. So that's what collusion is. It's an illegal cooperation or conspiracy to cheat and deceive others. Okay, I actually there are parts of Pablo Torre as a guest is amazing. Pablo Torre as a host at times can be a little exhausting, and I'll tell you why. He's way too smart to be talking about sports. And he is searching so bad for that, aha, gotcha, that I don't, I think he's being disingenuous or he's frankly misusing the idea of collusion. Collusion between NFL owners would be, hey, guys, let's everybody keep the guarantees low. Don't tell anybody. Okay, but let's make it look like the guarantees are high or make it look like we just don't have the money or make it look like whatever we want to make it look like. They didn't do that. You're allowed to talk with people in your industry about what you're paying somebody. How do I know? In my industry, as a college basketball head coach, we absolutely talk to one another. People don't always share the truth, but they absolutely talk to each other and they share ideas. Hey, do you give them a 12-month or a 10-month contract? Do you give them bonuses? How do you do it? Do you do a tier system? Do you pay everybody one amount? Do you pay just your stars and not pay everybody else? Do you have 15 spots available? Do you have 15 scholarships? How do you do it? All of those things are really interesting. And we talk amongst each other. It is not colluding. We're not colluding. Working together to keep prices down, if it's not illegal, is not frowned upon. Happens in business every single day. Right? Has anybody heard of a chamber of commerce? Okay? Chamber of Commerce. What's the Chamber of Commerce? Chamber of Commerce is a business network that promotes and protects the interests of its members. Chambers of Commerce will have breakfast together. There'll be business owners. They have them here in Green Bay. You go and you get together with a bunch of people that own businesses and you talk and ideas and things are coming to town. And oh yeah, by the way, you go like, hey, how much do you guys pay for oranges? We pay like 60 cents an orange. We pay like 55 cents an orange. Really? Who do you go through? And then you start using them. Like, listen, if you guys pay 55 cents, like, I think we can get it for 50 cents. If it's not illegal, then of course you do it. It's not a conspiracy. And look, if NFL owners get together after Deshaun Watson's contract and say, hey guys, we got to stop giving it, like, that contract is dumb on a multitude of levels. We got to stop. Okay, this is the NFL. One hit can end a guy, and when you have that kind of baggage, I don't think people understand exactly what it does to your reputation as a team. And everybody starts talking about, can you believe they gave him that much money guaranteed? I mean, guys, you do whatever you want, but I think we should keep those guarantees as low as possible. And what the Browns did hurt all of our bottom line, hurt all of our business, creates entitlement within the players. We want hungry, deserving players to get every penny they deserve. But this is a very violent game, and if you give guys all this money, there's a better than average chance that they're either going to get hurt or they're going to change when they're making all that money. If that is collusion, I don't think you're trying to deceive anybody. You're just negotiating. Negotiating is not deception. And talking with other people in the same industry about your negotiations is also not deception, nor is it secretive, and nor is it meant to deceive. Buyer, do you think the NFL owners colluded? Colluded. It's a big word, and Pablo likes to use big words because he's very smart. He went to Harvard. Do you think they colluded based upon the information that they presented?
No, I didn't think of it as collusion in that way. I think they saw what Jimmy Haslam did, and they're like, darn it. And then if they would have waited 2 years, I don't think Jimmy Haslam would have liked to have done what he did. And maybe it would have worked it out himself in terms of when you're giving guarantees to players. But I also just think it was so out of the ordinary for Haslam to do that. And I don't know if it's trying to avoid setting a new precedent, but I didn't view it as a full collusion sort of event. I think that most owners would be like, yeah, we don't want to give guaranteed contracts because now fully guaranteed because look what happened to the Cleveland Browns. I think that's their evidence right now.
It sounds like they got together, Doug, and they're like, yeah, this might be bad for business. It's still, from my understanding, it's not binding. Like they're free to give out what kind of contracts they want. They just got together and they're like, as a whole, this for the owners, this might not be a good thing.
Yeah.
There's no collusion there. You're not actually setting a rule in stone. You're just like, hey, look at.
Nor are you doing it to deceive anyone.
Look at the Browns. Look at how that backfired. Maybe that's not a great thing for the league.
Yeah, now that's my point. Is hindsight's 20/20 on the deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of it, but I don't think they were happy with Jimmy Haslam. I don't think it had anything to do personally to the players. And I know that that's kind of how the angle takes it, but I mean, you don't think Josh Allen's going to get all of the dollars that are owed to him? Like.
I think the guaranteed contract thing is, it is a very, it's the people who think that NFL players somehow get the bad end of their contracts. It's really silly. It's like, it's easily the most violent of the three professional sports. It's easily the sport that you most likely, you're more likely to sustain an injury that it may not end your career, but it will change the trajectory of your career and shorten your career way more often. And guys just fall off sooner. It's just as, I think it was Sam who said it, it's just bad business. Just bad business. A multi-year guaranteed contract is bad business for most any business, right? Like once you get past 2 years, I don't know. And people forget the NBA used to have 6 and 7 year guaranteed contracts for max contracts. They were bad. Too long.
Doug, what do you make of Kyrie Irving's situation that was just announced yesterday? He's didn't he sign a
3-year?
And then with a player option at the end, which I don't know. Some people I saw on Twitter were kind of had some takes on that, but I didn't know if you guys had anything.
Well, I mean, he's had a litany of injuries. Litany of injuries. So, yeah, I think it's risky, but I also think that you can't go all in and trade Luka and get Anthony Davis and then go you just can't run the risk of letting him walk. Do I think it feels a little bit heavy? Sure. But again, you had predetermined and went to an NBA Finals. Yes.
Yeah, this is the other interesting thing about it because I think in the NFL the way that things have gone, the 4-year vet has been kind of squeezed out of the league because or 5-6 year vet, if you will, because you just go younger, just go with another player that does whatever. And if you were to give someone a fully guaranteed contract and you were doing it to multiple players, I think that would even squeeze out more of your veterans.
Yeah.
Because that money is now being allocated to only a certain select players, amount of players. So now you're just paying everybody else on the cheap.
Yep. That's what you're doing.